Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to take you through some Sephora Best Sellers. Sephora just came to the UK last year and it's just launched its first UK store, so we're excited. Although my friend went the other day and she was not impressed. She said it was just like, it was like Primark on a bad day. But I'm still excited to go. It might be terrible, we'll find out. But I put together a list of bestsellers and I'm going to show you them all on my face, give you some kind of mini reviews as we go. I will list and link them all for you below, of course. But for now, I will throw you back to me half an hour ago before I put this on my face. I feel like it's been ages since I sat down and filmed a video like this. It was probably last week. Time, it just goes so quickly. We saw my niece yesterday and my son said, "She's growing up so fast." She said, "It flashes before your eyes." Made me laugh. It is true though. It is going too quickly. I feel like we're on fast forward at the moment. So I made this list a couple of weeks ago and I only just came to film this now, but I have been using some of these products fairly consistently in that time, and one of them is this Bobbi Brown, what is it called? Vitamin Enriched Face Base. So it's got shea butter, vitamin C and E. It smells amazing. It smells like citrusy, and I think this is my third one of these. It lasts for ages because, I mean, I'm kind of piling it on right now because my skin is a little bit dry, but it does last for quite a long time because it is quite, it's not oily, but it kind of stretches, you know what I'm saying. Oh, it feels so nice on the skin. It smells so good. It's very spa-like. I would put this up in the category of it's expensive, but it is effective and the experience is nice, which you don't usually get those things together. I get it. Some people are like, but this is amazing and you get what you pay for and this is fantastic. But if I don't love using the product, I don't want to spend a lot of money on it. This ticks all the boxes for me. I wish it was cheaper. I know Primark does a dupe. I haven't tried it yet. But if you are at all interested in investing in skincare, this is one of my absolute favourites. I've tried loads and loads and loads of different skincare at all different price points, and I think that is one of the few things that I would recommend that is pricey. I am going to put on this Vichy Capital Soleil SPF 50. We had a discussion about this in a vlog the other day, whether or not you put it on top. I think the reason that I'm struggling, because I know in theory sunscreen should be the last step in your skincare routine, but I think it depends on whether or not it's chemical or mineral. I think that this is chemical, and I feel like chemical sunscreen is supposed to go on first because it absorbs into your skin and mineral sits on top of your skin, right? I don't know, guys, I don't know, but I was also confused because the face base from Bobbi Brown is somewhat sold as a primer. So although it is a moisturizer and it is a skincare item, I'm like, so is that the last step of my skincare or is it the first step of my makeup? I've had a ton of questions about my skin recently. Not questions, some questions, but mostly comments, all positive. I was like, thank you. So I started taking antidepressants in December and I was, because this is the only thing I can think, I was very conscious of things I read about that making your skin really dry and like aged. I've just read some stuff and was like, okay, so we're going to counteract this. So I've been really, really good with moisturizing, drinking more water. I'm pretty much not drinking alcohol, you know, very, very rarely. And I was a regular drinker, not to excess, but I drank often. And now I rarely drink. So I think that really does play a part in it. Hate to say. Honestly, most of the time that you've commented on my skin and said, wow, that your skin looks really great, what have you been doing? I'm not even wearing a lot of makeup. Like, I haven't been wearing foundation. It's crazy. So I hate it. If you told me last year, stop drinking alcohol and your skin will get better, I don't think that I would have, because I was like, whatever. I do think it makes a big difference. So with that in mind, I don't go crazy with the foundation at the moment, but I do have these CC creams that I want to use because they're on the list. So I've mixed together Fair Beige and Light, and I'm hoping to be able to blend it out to something relatively lightweight. I do really like this foundation, but it can definitely err on the side of a little bit heavy. I completely misunderstood CC creams when they first launched because the original CC creams that we got from like Western beauty brands were really tinted moisturizers, branded, as BB or CC cream. When in actual fact, CC cream is pretty high coverage traditionally. So I didn't really know what I was getting into, and I'm definitely more of a tinted moisturiser lover, a lightweight foundation, but you can make this work quite nicely if you kind of sheer it out. It's still, you can still very much see my skin through it, but it's evened things out nicely. I've got the Hollywood Contour one from Charlotte Tilbury. Have some issues with this, honestly. Did I even, oh, I did turn it off. I hate the packaging. In a big way, I hate the packaging. It is a real pain. To the point of, because the reason that I loved this, in theory, so much, was that I wanted it for the packaging. I thought the packaging was going to be the main benefit of it, because there's tons and tons of products that are like this on the market, but the thing that it has over those is the packaging. So there I am thinking, well, I'm going to have to pay a premium to get the little sponge applicator, and in fact, I hate it. The product inside is nice. I like that it's kind of like a translucent wash of contour or bronzer, depending on the shade. To me, it's still not kind of cool enough to be a contour. It's still very much like a bronzer shade, but I do really like the product. I like how it blends out, but I hate the packaging. It's a real issue, and I don't feel like the product itself is special enough to purchase it. You know, if it was just in like a standard tube, I don't think we'd be that excited. I was talking about this the other day, and someone reminded me that with Charlotte Tilbury, you can actually get your money back within 30 days of purchasing, even if it's like lightly used products. And I honestly feel like the stuff that I got a couple of things that were in these tubes, and oh my god, it's everywhere. I got a couple of things that were in these tubes, and they both felt almost empty when I first got them, so that was kind of annoying. But I'm also going to do... God, this feels really intense. Yikes. I'm going to do the thing that people do. Holy moly with their contour. Also, this brush from Sephora is everything. I talked your ear off about it. It was in the sale for a minute. I don't think it is anymore, but it's fantastic. I will leave it linked for you below. I feel like I'm just going to go... This makes me so nervous putting it on my jaw down here. I'm going to get it. I do... Ooh, wow! That makes a really big difference. Okay, I do get it. As someone with a lack of a jaw, I do understand the purpose of it, but I feel like it's just going to give me like a tide mark, which those of us who grew up in the 2000s, it's something that you live in fear of every single day of your life. I also have this brush. I don't even know where this is from. Where is it from? Blank Canvas Cosmetics. And for areas like this where I'm just like, kind of want to blend something, it's almost like an eraser. Probably supposed to be for body, but I often use it here to like blend that mark from my blush or my contour or my bronzer, and it's magical. Let's do, I've got some HD eyeshadow base from NYX, and we'll do my shadow base on my brows, because while I wait for that to set, we'll do the rest of the colour on my face. And the brows fairly early on need to be coloured in, because my ancient microblading is now quite pink. I actually don't mind it. I've said this a million times before when people have asked me about microblading. Should you have it? Should you not have it? I think it's fantastic, although it does fade relatively quickly for me, and it does kind of fade to a strange colour. These are still better brows than I ever had before. Even if they were going to be like green, they're still better brows than I had before. And this is without anything on them at all. All I have to do when I decide that I do want to fill them in is I've already got a template. Like that little line down there, that's where my brow is. All of this is fake. So I just kind of need to fill that part in that's faded. And it's super duper easy. It is completely based on your personality as to whether or not this is for you. My friend had hers done at the same time and she hated them. And I didn't think there was any like major problem, but she'd gone in with a very specific, like, this is what I want my eyebrows to look like. And the woman had kind of run with it, but I think maybe she should have advised her against. Maybe she should have said, I'm not sure about this, but she just kind of went with it. If you are very specific, because my friend is very specific, like she would never be able to ignore that. I think anything permanent, I know they're not permanent, but you don't know how long they'll last, so let's pretend that they are. Anything permanent is probably not for you. Tattoos, probably not for you, because if it goes wrong, like if I had a tattoo, I mean, I've got many tattoos that I don't love, and I'll continue to get tattoos because that's just the kind of person I am. But it's not something that's gonna, oh God, every time I see it, I'm like, oh, I hate that so much. If you are that kind of person, if you're having them done because you want them to be perfect every day, it's not for you. I think if that is your personality, you see, annoying packaging, you can't relinquish that kind of control to someone else. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Matte Beauty Blush Wand, which is new, and the colour is Pillow Talk. You can only get this one from the Charlotte Tilbury website. I bought this at the same time as the Contour Wand, and I really rate this. This is really, really nice liquid blush. I am a real fan of liquid blush, and this is my current favourite for sure. I'm a real, like, it really is brilliant. I would absolutely recommend it, but I hate the packaging so much. If you like a matte blush but you want something that's going to last you a little bit longer and something that is gonna look super natural, I mean, look at it. It's so good. It's so nice. It's very rare that you will find a liquid matte blush that looks as nice as this, and then if you layer it up with another, like a powder matte blush, it's just gonna stay put forever until you wash your face. But I really do love this. I use this all the time. I'm just really, I don't know if I mean, the packaging sucks. It really does, but I don't know if I'm as disappointed as I am, because I really thought that was gonna be the main USP of the product. Because if you put that contour in another packaging, I'm not excited about it. But if you put this blush in another packaging, I would repurchase. I do have a few more powder products that I want to use before I set my face. This is way more makeup than I would ever wear, but I wanted to show you all of the products in use. So just kind of bear with me, because it seems a little bit crazy, and it is, but we wouldn't usually do this. This is the little mini Kevyn Aucoin Celestial. It's not called a Celestial palette. Contour Duo. It's the Sculpt and Highlight, and it's the Celestial powder on one side, the sculpting powder on the other. The Celestial powder is just one of my all-time favourites of ever, as you can see, because there's hardly any left. But the sculpting powder I haven't used all that much. And I was talking to someone about this the other day, and they said that it was the opposite way around for them, that they actually mostly used the sculpting powder, and we should swap. We should kind of, like, even if we bought brand new ones, we could just take the pans out and just have like double of each, which is not a terrible idea. But this is definitely the cheapest way to buy this, because it is a little mini, but it lasts forever. I just want to kind of deepen the contour just there, and then I'm also, I know, but I'm going to try my face, the rest of my face contour, which I don't do very often, but I thought would be fun for the video. Some of you will want to school me in contour after this, but honestly, I don't do this very often at all. It is, I think, honestly, just probably not for me. And I have a hard time with the nose contour, because my nose is so like, it's a little bit bent, and then it's kind of bulbous at the end. I have no problem with my nose, I just want to be clear. I just find it difficult to contour, because some people have got like super duper straight nose, and that is not my nose. It is fun to play with makeup. I was playing with makeup a little bit more often recently, and I had some comments that were basically like, not all trends are for everyone. It was ever so slightly insinuating I was too old for this stuff, and that just makes me want to do it more. I'm going to put a little bit in the socket of my eye before I do my eyeshadow as well. The eyeshadow, I don't know what I'm going to do with the eyeshadow, but I feel like when I do this I make myself look like a ghoul. But I've got a VISEART palette, and this is partly why I was inspired to do this in the first place, because I noticed on Sephora, on the Sephora Best Sellers list, they had a smaller version of this. So this is the original size, super expensive. They've now got one exactly the same, but like half size. From what I can guess, you know, it's smaller. It might not be exactly half, but smaller size and like half the price. It's a way better deal because how often are you going to really fully use up a palette? But VISEART eyeshadows are incredible to work with. So we're going to get into that. Right, I'm going to, oh, I've got a bronzer as well. Oh my goodness. We're going full, it's going to be full Jersey Shore. Right. We've got a bronzer as well. This is one of my all-time favourite bronzers. It's not a coincidence that when I decluttered everything at the beginning of the year, and I really did get rid of a lot of stuff, I like gifted things to my friend and to my daughter, that I ended up with things that were in the bestsellers list because they are just worth keeping hold of. So, first of all, it smells like those cupcake dolls from our youth, which is incredible. I mean, I'm just kind of covering up everything I've already done, but I just kind of want to show you everything because I happened to have so much from the list. I just wanted to show you as much as possible. So here we are. And this might help me with this area and making me look less uneven. Don't forget the ears. If you're bronzing, don't forget the ears. I also just spotted this concealer. This is the Bobbi Brown Corrector in Light Bisque, one of my all-time favorites. And it's not a concealer so much as like a brightener. I'm gonna just kind of press a little of that in the corners of my eyes. Again, I can often go, especially if I'm doing foundation, I'll kind of do foundation or concealer most of the time, but I can often go without. So I just forgot it even existed. Hourglass. This is the Veil Translucent Setting Powder. This is a perfect one of like, this is a really, really nice product. There's no way it's worth the money. Not a chance. Not a chance. Very, very nice. If you want to spend some money on something, it's really, really nice. But there's absolutely no way it's worth this amount of money because I've had so many products that do similar things. It's just fancy. I mean, it's lasted quite a long time, I will say that, but it is a loose powder, so it's finite. And I probably would never repurchase this. So I used this little kind of powder beauty blender from Real Techniques. It's quite interesting. It's like a different finish. To press that in, and then I'm going to bake. I read the other day, or I saw somewhere, I can't remember, that this was the way to do it. That you should put a small amount of powder that you kind of like press into your skin first before you bake, and that will make you less cakey. Also, I feel like in order to like make this last, if you were to get something that was a little bit fancy and you thought was really, really nice, but you didn't want to have to purchase it again, maybe it would make sense to use this as that initial kind of press it all on and then use something cheaper to bake with because you're going to dust it away and it's not going to actually be the thing that's on your face. I don't know, just thinking out loud. Right, eyeshadow. So I'm going to do something really, really basic. I'm going to go with kind of colours that I would usually wear because I've already gone much deeper on my skin situation than I usually would, so I need to keep this on somewhat of a level. I'm going to use a mix of these two shades up here, all over my lid. I really do like these kind of, in fact I'm probably going to do like an ombre of these three, like middle, the lightest, it's not the very lightest, but the second lightest in the inner corner, and then I'm going to do the deeper of the three, which honestly is not even that dark. It's just kind of like a slightly bolder rust colour on the outer corners. I love this. It feels like colour. It's still very much neutrals, but it feels like wearable colour, especially for spring. This is kind of peachy. Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. And then I'm going to use one of the dark brown colours, this one right here, and I'm going to use that to do a liner of sorts. Where's my liner brush? I told you this in other videos, but my liner of choice now is within the lid. So I try to create a wing within my lid space because I do have eyes that are more and more hooded every single day. I kind of go straight from the middle, so like straight from there out, and try to create a little wing. This is so much easier with powder than it is with liquid or gel, because you can just like a little bit, kind of ease it out. And even if it's a little bit smudgy, it's fine. That is a vibe in itself. I think you can see a difference even with just that little bit. Change the shape of my eye. Lifts it, but when I open my eyes, there's no squiggly line at the side. But it still changes the shape, even from that side. Even when I'm looking like this. Lift. Big fan, big fan. Then I have my, oh, nearly taking my eyelid off there. I have my lash curlers. These are Tweezerman ones. I will link them for you below. I think they are absolutely fantastic. Look, it almost looks like I'm wearing lashes. And I do not wear lashes. I do not have good natural lashes. But this, that little bit of faux kind of wing and curling my lashes makes me look so much more awake, I think. It's like a cat eye, but with so little effort and so much room for error, but it's difficult to get it wrong. This is the LANCOME Lash IDOLE, there you go, mascara. This was sent to me last year, and I never buy expensive mascaras because I just think they're a waste of money. Same as the powders, I just think, I've got other ones that work just as well. I'm not ever going to repurchase this. This was sent to me in November. It is, what, very nearly April. Oh no, I smudged it. Very, very nearly April, and it's still going strong. At this point, I absolutely would repurchase this. 100%, because the other product that I would use to get this result would be my Lash Sensational Primer, which RIP, and my Lash Sensational from Maybelline. But that's two products, and that's almost then the price of one more expensive mascara. I really, really like this. No smudging, no flaking, no transfer. It's good stuff. Before I get rid of the powder on my face, I'm going to use my cream lip stain from Sephora. The shade that I have here is 70. This is a gorgeous one, and these are some of my absolute favourite lip products. Smells delicious as well. It smells like, it's like sweet vanilla, like so many makeup products are, but it's really specific. It really reminds me, do you know what it might be? At least a little bit Rice Krispie Squares. It might be a little bit Rice Krispie Squares. Right, let me dust off all of the remaining powder. Then I'm going to go into the remnants of this Celestial powder from Kevyn Aucoin and show you how fantastical it is. This is like, I feel like this was, I'm going to say this and now I don't actually know if this is true or not. I want to say this is Hourglass before Hourglass was Hourglass, but I actually don't know how true that is. It's just, this light is not going to do it justice at all. It's not going to, it's so dull outside, but it's just a glow. It's not like a wow highlight. It's very much just candlelight. The last thing, I don't know whether or not I'm going to use this or not. I'm not going to use it, but I'm going to tell you what it looks like. It's a gloss. So what it does is, when you put it on top of your lips, it makes them look shiny and wet. It is, I've got two Sephora glosses. One of them I got in Paris years ago. It's probably not still good. It's the Outrageous Effect, Plump Effect. And I wanted to compare this to the Dior Lip Maximizer. I have been collecting products that might be a dupe for the Dior Lip Maximizer for about 5 years, and I still have not made that video. And this was one of them. It's very, very similar in what it looks like compared to the one that I have, the Dior one that I have. And then when Sephora came to the UK, they had a new one, which was called the Outrageous Intense. And this one, you really can feel it. They're both supposed to be plumping, but the Intense one you can really feel. Some nice shine, it's really comfortable on the lips, and the Intense one is intense. I actually do have another couple of products that I didn't mention that I've got in front of me. One is the 24/7 liner from, I'm not even going to put it there, I'm going to do it underneath. I don't want to risk ruining my wing. The 24/7 liner from Urban Decay is fantastic. Best eyeliners that anyone has ever made, and I don't think anyone will ever make a better one. They might make one as good, but they'll never make a better one. They're just fantastic, really, really creamy, really easy to blend. You can put it on the end of, like you can get your brush, take it on the end of the pencil, use it in the same way that I just did with the shadows, because they are that nicer formula. I've had lots of expensive eyeliners, and very rarely do I find one that I like at all, let alone that holds a candle to this. So 24/7 liner, come in a million different colours. I also really rate these lip liners. They are my favourites as well. Just good stuff. And the Benefit Gimme Brow, which I was going to put on last. I think I've only got this in like a paler colour. Oh no, it's good. It's fine. I don't use these very often because they don't have a lot of brow. I know this is Gimme Brow and it's got like fibres and stuff, but I don't have loads of brow hairs to cling on to. But I do like this. This I liked the most when I was using Rapid Brow and my brows were really growing out. I started using it again recently, but I grew them out to a point where pre-microblading, I actually could just use Gimme Brow and I looked like I had eyebrows. It was crazy. So that stuff really does work, but you have to use it consistently, otherwise it stops working. And that is everything on my list. I will obviously list and link everything for you below. It was a lot. This has probably been a super long video, so apologies if you were hoping for a snappy video. Someone left me a comment the other day that was like, oh my god, 20 some minutes or whatever, and I thought, don't you see how long a video is before you actually start watching it? Because my videos are long, and you know what, I've gone back and forth. Maybe I'll make them shorter. I won't. I enjoy watching long videos and I enjoy making long videos, and I think there's room for everyone. So I'm not going to try and do something different. I'm just not. So yeah, if you stuck with me for this long, you are definitely my people. So be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.